me know down below if they don't know how to speak English. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy with a plan for 2020. Hello and welcome to a new year. It is officially 2020. Can we believe it? I can't. And I thought what a great way to start the year was basically exactly what I did last year, which was a list of goals that I had for this channel and for my reading. And I think it helped me a lot by actually having that video last year. I thought today what we would do was I would go through the new ones that I kind of have on this list. There are both channel and reading goals. I will start with channel goals just because there aren't as many as reading goals, which I feel like makes sense considering that this channel is about reading. But I have a list here and I will go through my channel goals first and then my reading goals. And I feel like publicly declaring them helped me last year, so I'm going to do it again. The first one is one that I can't really control, but I'm gonna do my darndest to not do it, and that is both years that I've been here on YouTube. Something's happened in the middle of the summer where I was gone for 3 or 4 months. Now the first time, it started out as not my fault because I had some technical difficulties and I couldn't get any of the videos that I had recorded to a place where I could edit them. But I fixed it eventually and then I still didn't post. So that was on me. But then this past year, 2019, I got married in the summer, so I had to take time away to do that. But I'm hoping, knock on wood, that nothing happens this coming summer where I have to disappear for multiple months at a time. I'm hoping that at least 1 or 2 videos will make it out there. Life happens and sometimes you can't control it, but I'm going to do what I can in my control to hopefully not have that be an issue. So, no big break this summer. Fingers crossed. The next one is one that I've technically already done, but I just wanted to mention it here. And if you noticed, I have a brand new intro. I am stoked about it. It's one thing that I've been trying to do for a couple months now, and I'm really excited that it's a thing now. So my goal was to have a new intro and a new outro. And you'll see at the end of this video that I also have a new outro. So I'm really excited that I can actually do that, and I think it looks great. I'm really excited about it. I wanted just something new. I loved what I had before, but it was very patched together when I created it because I didn't really know what I was doing, and so I just wanted something that I could work with the parameters of what I could do. And now that I know what those parameters are for sure, I was able to, I think, make it a little bit better. So I'm really stoked about those. Let me know what you guys think. I'm just really excited. And the last channel goal actually kind of wraps up with the reading goal, so that's why I wanted to put it last. And that was a planner. One thing that I've definitely mentioned on this channel multiple times is that, at least in the last few months, I'm not happy with my wrap-ups because I feel like I don't go as in-depth as I can with some of them. I admit that I'm not the most in-depth person when it comes to reading, but I feel like I can do better. And so with the planners that Crate has been sending out, which is the ones that I've been using, they're fantastic. I love them. The one this year looks amazing. So I'll definitely be using that, and it's definitely going to help me do what I want to do. But I wanted a separate planner that I could create. It was kind of like a bullet journal that I could actually dedicate 2 pages to every single book and be able to get everything I wanted written down. I had an extra book, this beautiful Marauder's Nap book, where I was able to kind of a bullet journal into it. So I'll insert a clip here so I can kind of take you through a little bit closer because it's going to be hard for me to show you now. So insert clip here. So here I am showing you my planner. I'm very proud of how it turned out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this on top of the Crate planner that I've already showed you, so I'll make sure I link that vlog above so you guys can see inside this one and how it's going to help me. But this is one that I have planned myself, and it's got these pages where it's, kind of dotted, but they really work, and I'm trying to do a bullet journal type spread for every single month, so I thought I would show you guys what it was. Let me show you what we've got going on here. So the very first page here is the spread of the entire month. I'm only going to be showing you January, obviously, because that's the only one I've done, but from here on, I think most of my spreads are going to look very similar to this. So I've got the month here, I've planned out the entire month here so I can kind of see if I've got anything big. Like this line right here is a readathon. This is what's left of the Winter Magical Readathon that G is doing, and then all of these dots here are upload days for me. So this is just a good way to kind of see, you know, the month view of what we've got going on here. I've got this little cute little tree here that Owl Crate sent out. But the next page is the one that I think I'm the most excited about, and that is, I always write down my YouTube plan, and I always write down the books that I bought this month or have received, you know, that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to keep them all in one place. This has helped me in the past where I jot down every single day that I want to upload a video and then kind of plan out the videos that I want to do. So that's where this comes in. Before it was just on like random sticky notes, but I think this is going to really help. And then I've got these 3 little check mark boxes basically on whether I recorded it, whether I edited it, or whether I uploaded it. So I can see where in the process I am on this video. So sneak peek for what I think I'm going to do in, you know, January, we'll see. And then down here is kind of ideas of things that I might want to do this month. And then this one's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the books that I bought and acquired. And so obviously the list will go here. And then I'll show you the next page. I skipped a page because all the pages from here on look the same. This is my 2-page spread that I have for every single book. So I've got the general book information, title, author page, genre, format, you know, my star rating on it, just so I can have a general idea about it if I ever need to look at it and I don't have to flip back and forth. And then I've got the 5 subjects that I usually look at the most when I'm reading a book, which is just my overall thoughts, plot, my location or world, if it is a fantasy or sci-fi or something like that, the writing style, and the characters. But this is my general outline of what I've got going on, and I'm really, really, really excited and proud of how it turned out. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm really, really proud of how this turned out. Like, I'm really proud of how this turned out. This will also help, like I said, with the one that Owl Crate sent out. With those 2 combined, I think I'm going to be able to do what I want to do, which also kind of ties into the next one, which basically it's the same thing. And that with my wrap-ups, I want to do stats. I've been seeing a lot of people do stats with like how much they've read in a month, what kind of format they've been reading in, whether it's audiobook, ebook, or physical book. And I wanted to do that, kind of get a basis of like what genres I'm actually reading a lot of, how many pages I've been reading every single month. So that's like a couple of changes that I want to do in my wrap-ups, and I think that this planner that I've created, as well as the Owl Crate one that they have sent out, will really, really help me do exactly what I want to do. So as far as like my actual reading this year, my goal on Goodreads, I've bumped it up just a little bit to 60. I had 50 last year, and I like well exceeded it. Like I was in the 80s somewhere. Goodreads goals to me are just fun guidelines, and if I can read that much, that would be great. But like I'm not really, like it's one of those things that I'm like, that's great, but like whatever. And so, like, that's why I bumped it up a little bit, because, like, I don't want to pressure myself, because I know I can read at least 60 books in a year. I just want to have it to, like, say that I have it. And then another thing that I really want to do is I want to get around to the series that I have, because there's quite a few that I'm in the middle of. I'm going to do a separate video on them. But, like, I've already started making the list of all the series that I'm currently reading, whether that is they've all been published and I'm in the middle of them, or I've read up to whatever's been published now, but there's still more to come out. But there's like a lot on this list. So yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 that I definitely want to get to this year, just because I've had them for a while and I need to. Another goal for me is to read more library and owned books, because I used to go to the library all the time when I was living with my roommate, and since I've gotten married, I haven't actually gotten a library card to the closest library. So I need to do that first off, but also like I want to use it more. Like I used to go there and find books that were really popular, and then if I liked them, I would get my own copy. Like that's how I discovered things like Illuminae. And then like If I Was Your Girl, those were 2 books that were really popular, and like I didn't know if I was gonna like them, so I went ahead and just borrowed them from the library, and they turned out to be like some of my favorite books. But like I haven't been able to do that because I don't have a card. So I need to get a card so that I can use more library books because like having planned this library when me and my husband moved into this house, I realized how many books we actually own, and so just like seeing like how many bookshelves we had to get to do what we wanted to do stressed me out. So like I'm trying not to buy as many, and I'm trying to go through them, and every time I do get a book, I look at the section that it goes to and I'm like, okay, is there a book here that like I bought but like I know I'm never gonna get to, and 90% of the time there is one, and so like I'm kind of unhauling as I'm hauling, which I think helps a lot. I like having books, but like I don't reread as much as I want to, and I know that once I read it, I'm probably not going to reread it for a very long time. I'm trying not to buy as much unless like I'm really excited, because there are books out there that I'm very excited about, like don't get me wrong. So that is the goal, is to read as many of the ones that I still own, because there's a lot of books that I own that I haven't read yet, and like use my library a lot more, because libraries are awesome and you should use libraries, and like I'm really upset that I haven't been using it for like the past 6 months. Another reading goal of mine is one that I've already talked about in a special video, so I will make sure I link that above, and that is the TBR jars that I have created. But I have 2 separate jars here. This one is my non-fiction jar, so I put a ton of non-fiction books in here, and I'm going to be picking 2 out every single month and deciding between those which ones I want to read. And then the same with like my fiction jar. So there's about 23 to 24 in each jar, so that I have a variety, because like I am a mood reader, but I also like structure, so like I've discovered that about myself in like the last year, and like I think this will help because it gives me a choice, and like I haven't been reading a lot of nonfiction books, so that's like what I really want to get to. And then having that list of 12 from 2018 into 19 really helps me a lot, so I made this one again. And like I said, I have a separate video where I go through every single book that's in these jars, but I actually have 3 to add, because when I was making little pieces of paper for my fiction jar, I had cut too many and there were 3 extra pieces of paper, and myself said, you know, I'm just going to add 3 books to this list because honestly they should be on there anyway. So I'm going to share those with you now. And those are 3 that actually were in that video of books I wish I had read in 2019 and should have been in this TBR jar anyway. And the first one is Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. I've also got The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. This is the second to The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. And the last one is Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston. This is the sequel to Heart of Iron. So I've got a couple sequels in here, but these are 3 that probably should have been in the jar anyway, and I just didn't put them in. So I'm telling you now that I've done that. I'm really excited about these TBR jars. Like I think it's going to be really helpful, especially getting a bunch of books that like I really need to read. The last one is just a reread, actually. I am currently rereading the Series of Unfortunate Events series with Serena from A Wandering Mind, so I'll make sure to link her below because you should really check her out. She's fantastic. We read the first and the second one in November and December last year, and so we're reading one every single month, and I am so excited. This is a series that I read so long ago, and like the first few like really stick out in my head, but like the last 3 or 4 do not. And I know there is so much about the series that I missed because I remember getting to the last book and being like so confused as to what was happening. So like I know that I need to reread them anyway, and Serena's never read them, which I know I've mentioned before, so it's really fun to see someone who hasn't read them and like someone who has read them talk about them together. So like I am so excited that we're going to continue this. This makes me so happy. So make sure you do check her out because she's awesome, like I said, and I've loved reading these with her, and I'm so excited that we can continue to read these because these are a lot of fun. So that's it. That's what I've got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what is a goal that you want to do, whether it's reading wise, if you have a channel wise, just personal wise, if you want to share that. Whatever your goals are, I would love to know so I can be a cheerleader for you guys. I want you guys to be as successful in your goals as you can be. It's another year. Let's do awesome things in 2020. I'm really excited, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I've been talking about books, and books just made me happy. That could honestly be it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to be part of this awesome growing family. And I'll see you guys in my next video.